Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, today we are going to start reviewing the RWBY Volume 6 soundtrack, with the first song being Rising. Now, if you know me, the one thing I look forward to the most out of each new volume of RWBY is the soundtrack. I love the soundtrack. It is fantastic, and I'm always excited for it each year whenever they release a new one. And I have to say that everyone that works on it, Jeff Williams, Casey Lee Williams, everybody that works on the songs, the music, they do a fantastic job. And so what I want to do is I want to take a look at the Volume 6 soundtrack, look at each song individually, and review them. And I get very excited over this, and I just want to go over my initial thoughts on all of these songs. So sit back, relax, I hope you all enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. So, with each new volume, there's always a new opening theme, and the opening theme for Volume 6 was Rising. I think the one thing that many people look forward to is the opening theme of each volume, because that is the first song usually we do get to hear, unless there's a character short, which in the case of Volume 6, there was Adam's character short. But when looking at it, an opening theme to any show should get the audience hyped for what's about to happen. And one thing that RWBY's opening themes tend to do is they, in their own way, can get you hyped for a chapter. Now, some do it better than others, I think, but I think that Rising did a good job, especially with the guitar at the very beginning. That's the one thing that I personally really enjoyed about the start to Rising is Rising's guitar really caught my attention, and I loved listening to that part. But what it does next after that is whenever the theme starts to get calm and then you start to hear Casey Lee sing, it sounds like a pretty soothing feeling from there, and then it starts to pick up more. That is the one thing I have to say about Rising is it did a very good job of that. And I think that the lyrics were done very well. I think that Jeff really did a good job when it comes to writing the song, and I want to take a look at the lyrics and talk about them. Alright, so let's look at some of these lyrics. Stay close, move fast. The darkness cannot last. No hope, no path, but we've got a dream to catch. Now, what's interesting about the start here is that it sounds like everybody needs to try to stay together because there is darkness that is looming over them. And they're going to try to find a way to beat this darkness, but it feels like there's no hope, no path, and that's the reason why that's in the lyrics. And because of that, they're still going to try to find a way to make their goal become a reality. That's why they have that dream to catch. I do like that. And continuing on with more lyrics, and we cannot wait. Trust the way we're made. The sparrow's born to fly, the mountains tower. The river knows to reach the sea. Rain will help the flowers be. We're the same, you and me. Now, this is basically stating that you should trust yourself. That the way that you are made is what you should trust. And when you think about it, look at how they do bring up the references here of how a sparrow is born to fly, how the river knows to reach the sea, and the rain will help the flowers be. When you think about that, that's all references to things that just naturally occur, that you should trust that it's going to happen, and that's why you should trust yourself as an individual also. And the part where it says, we're the same, you and me, well, when you think about that, we are all people, and that we should be able to trust one another. Now, that is a really good thing to actually bring up because when you think about it, we are all people, we are all equal because we're all human beings. I think that that's actually a really interesting thing that they bring up there in the lyrics. But also, going on to the next part of the lyrics, the lightning doesn't take advice from anyone. The willow doesn't need to learn to stand. As sun seeks day, we'll find our way and we'll catch the dream together someday soon. We're rising like the moon. Now, it's like saying that things naturally occur the way they do, because when you look at lightning, it just strikes wherever, and a willow doesn't need to learn to stand, which is actually true. And then when it comes to as sun seeks day, we'll find our way. What I think about that one is that the sun is supposed to take out the darkness, that it's supposed to be the light that shines, that is supposed to obliterate what is the darkness that is consuming the group, that is consuming the individuals. And then when it says that we'll find our way, the sun is actually the light that will shine, that will guide them down the path that will take them to reaching their goal, which I do actually think that that's pretty interesting. And then it says, and we'll catch the dream together someday soon, meaning that whenever the darkness is taken out, then they will actually be able to achieve that goal. That in the end, the light or the sun is what's going to take away the darkness. So I do actually think that that's pretty cool. And then once that actually happens, their dream will be achieved. So that's actually pretty cool. And that they're rising like the moon. So when it says that they're rising like the moon, that they are going to be the light that rises in the end. I do actually think that that's what that means, at least. And I really like that. Now, moving on to the next bit of the lyrics. Stand firm, outlast. We won't be beaten by the past. One goal, one pact. Looking forward, never back. And we're on our way. Love is a choice we made. We're looking to the sky. The light will guide us. The rose will grow to be a seed. From every life another leads. Born the way we're meant to be. Now, what's cool about this is it's trying to say that no matter what happens, try to be strong and outlast the pain. Endure it to the best of your abilities. And that they won't be beaten by the past. They won't let the weights of the past beat them anymore. They're not going to let the past control them, and that they're going to move forward and they're not going to go back. That they're not going to be hesitant and just say, oh no, I can't go forward. The past is going to control me forever. Because it is about how they should be strong enough to overcome their past and look forward to make a better future. Because the future is something you can change, but the past is something that will never change. So I do actually like that. And then whenever it says that the light will guide us, it's like I stated, the sun is supposed to represent the light, and it's supposed to be what is going to take away the darkness, which is supposed to be the enemy. So I do think that that is a very interesting line right there. And then the rose will grow to be a seed. From every life another leads. Now, when you think about it, with death comes birth. So whenever something like a rose does eventually die, but coming from it will be its seeds, which then its seeds will be planted, and then it will bring forth another life, which I actually do think that that is an awesome way to put it, that no matter what, that with one life coming to an end can bring another life coming to its beginning, which that's something that you can actually learn from there. Because if you think about it, I mean, this is sad because it's sad when someone does die. But the birth of inspiration is what the living can gain from someone that may have died. They can learn from them, and this can inspire them to do more things. It can open up more paths that they may not have known of before, or may not have even seen or realized. So that's something that I think is actually very interesting to think about. It's an interesting look into things, and it's kind of something that can really give birth to a new life if you think about it. But if you also look at it as well, moving forward, the sky is turning black, the light is fading fast, but we won't surrender, shattering the night, radiant and bright, armored in splendor, shining forever, we are paragons of virtue and glory. Death can't blind our endless story, infinite and unbound. So, what this one makes me think about, and this is going back on to the point of how death can also give a whole new life. One thing that I think about is the sky is turning black, for example. That is supposed to be like the darkness consuming the sky, and the light is fading fast because the darkness is obviously consuming that light. So it's like I guess you could say the evil is the darkness, and it's consuming the good. But the good are not going to surrender. They are going to fight back, no matter how the odds may be against them. And when you also think about it, shattering the night, radiant and bright, armored in splendor, shining forever, that is supposed to be the good finally breaking through the evil, or the light breaking through the darkness, and it will shine forever. That in the end, good will triumph, is what it's basically trying to say. That it will overcome the darkness, that the light in the end, no matter what, will win, which is a really interesting thing to think about. And then, of course, being paragons of virtue and glory, death can't blind our endless story, infinite and unbound. This is basically stating that even if one were to die, that their story is not endless, that their own resolve could actually live on into others, and through those others, they could continue to live on as well. That they would be infinite and unbound, that their spirits would live on through the person that would be carrying on that torch that they left behind. I think that that's actually a very good line, and I really do like the lyrics there. And then, of course, it repeats back to "We're rising like the moon," that whole part. And I have to say that this has a very powerful message. I actually do like it. It is basically a message of trusting oneself, and that no matter what darkness may come into their life, they can outshine that darkness, that they can still overcome it, even with the moments feeling like they're hopeless, even if it seems like things will never end in a good way, that if they were to try hard enough, they could still succeed in the end. They could still come out triumphant. And I really do like that. And that even if one were to die, that their story, that they will live on through it forever. And I actually do really like that. So if I had to give my rating on the song, I have to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now, I really do like this opening, and I think that it's a very good one. I think that the message to it is very good. I think that the music was very well done. The lyrics are great. And one thing I will say, though, is that when I look at some of the other RWBY openings, like, for example, "This Will Be the Day" or "It's Time to Say Goodbye," I think that they are very excellent, and I still think that they are two of the most iconic ones. I think that "When It Falls," I think that that is a very underrated theme, and I think it's very excellent in itself. But I do think that this does actually beat out Volume 4's opening theme, "Let's Just Live," and then Volume 5's opening theme, "The Triumph." I think that this is better than both of those themes, though. And I really like the message of trying to overcome a darkness that could be in one's life, that even if it feels like it's hopeless, that there's still that light that could shine, that could actually overcome the issues in their life, and that they could still beat it, and they can move forward to make their future better, rather than having to let the past weigh them down and then just be controlled by the past. I think that that is a very good message. And when you look at it, one thing that Volume 6 really did kind of try to say was that the past itself is something that can weigh down many people. If you think about it, Crow thought back on his past about how nobody ever wanted him, and it really just made it worse for him whenever he was lied to by Ozpin. Ozpin tried to hide his past because of what happened, and he tried to escape it, but he knew that it was something that was bad. Salem herself is also still affected by the past, and that instead of letting the past affect everyone, to move on to the future, to move on to making it better. And I really like this message. I think that Rising has a very good message to it, and I think that this song was very well thought out. But anyways, let me know what you think down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, hit the video with a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, share this video with your friends if you found this informative or useful, and follow me on Discord. Links in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today, and remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you, and have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.